In a world where people burst into song, where everybody knows the choreography, and where gay still just means happy, one straight white failed actress is about to drop in and change everything.
Help! Help! I'm trapped in a musical and I can't get out!
What is the Big Gay Jamboree?
It's kind of like a millennial, Wizard of Oz, where I am a woke Judy Garland. I think of it as like Titanic 2.0 because it is still so smart. It still comments on musical theater, which I think we love to do as well, is like take this art form that we know and love, but it's also like so lol at the same time, just singing and acting on stage. And the fact that we're still doing it. LOL, Frank, you know LOL.
Big Gay Jamboree.
Marla Mindelle of Titanic fame is bringing her humor and belting out tunes in this new musical comedy at the Orpheum Theater. And she's not only our heroine, but also one of the masterminds behind the production. Marla penned the book, music and lyrics for Big Gay Jamboree, alongside longtime friends Philip Drennan and Jonathan Parks Ramage.
If I had to describe Big Gay Jamboree in 3 emojis, it would go as follows: wine glass, lady heel, knife.
Marla's style of comedy is sort of smartest person in the room comedy, where there's always like a sort of take to the audience of like, look at how crazy this is, or just like a really sort of dry viewpoint on the situation.
We know you as a Broadway choreographer. This is your first time taking on direction and choreography. Talk a little bit about how you got involved with this show.
This was a project that Marla and Jonathan and Philip had been developing as a film. And then through the pandemic and the way films are developed, things sort of fell apart. And it was something they picked up somewhat recently. And it's funny, like we all grew up watching these types of musicals, and so our sense of humor is aligned. So it felt like a perfect fit actually, just putting it together.
We went to musical theater college together, and it's kind of like trauma bonding in a way. We became like the best of friends. We've been friends for 20 years.
So we started working on it together, and we had been developing musicals together, or trying to, for a number of years, but nothing had really hit. And this one just, when it's right, it's right. And the collaboration has been really, really fun.
Margot Robbie is behind this. She's one of your producers.
Oh, yeah.
Do you know how it happened?
No, tell me.
Margot Robbie, I was doing Titanic back in March, and I'm like doing Celine, and I'm like, oh my God, that's the most beautiful woman I've ever seen in the audience with the biggest smile, who's just laughing. And then I was like, oh my God, that's Margot Robbie. Months later, I get an email in my inbox.
Hey Marla, it's Margot Robbie. Titanic was the greatest thing I've ever seen. I've told 1 million people about it. What else are you working on?
Margot produced the movie Big Gay Jamboree back in the day before it fell apart. So I said, hey, I'm gonna revive this from the dead ground. Do you want to be a part of it? And she said, let's do it.
Talk about this company of actors.
It is the most unpredictable, unhinged group of people I've ever worked with.
I was not expecting you to say that.
They all have this weird sixth sense for what is funny and what is not in our world.
Mindelle's collaborator and co-star on Titanic, Constantine Rizzoli, is on board for Big Gay Jamboree alongside SNL alum Alex Moffat. This is a certain kind of humor. It's fun, it's smart, it's naughty. Is New York ready for a Big Gay Jamboree?
It's fresh. It's like something you've never seen before. We drag everybody and
Dude, no
everything.
one's safe.
No one's safe, and that's the whole point. And all in good fun. It's everything you want to see in a 90-minute, beautiful, fun musical.
Alex, you're nonstop with the theater scene here in New York. We saw you last year in the farce, The Cottage. Now you're doing musical theater.
Yeah.
Talk a little bit about this journey going from SNL and jumping right into the New York theater scene.
I love doing theater. I mean, that television program you mentioned is live. So this kind of, gives me that live jolt that I apparently need in my veins as often as possible to keep my heart going.
I feel like you guys are the cool off-Broadway show. You're playing at the Orpheum Theater downtown. A lot of history in that theater. Little Shop of Horrors ran there for years. Stomp ran there for decades.
Favorite show?
Yeah.
Stomp's your favorite show?
I mean, give me a metal trash can and a broom and I'll show you. The Orpheum is a really cool space, and this fills it with energy and fun.
It's a busy fall for Mindelle. Titanic takes sail in Canada, the UK, and Australia.
It changed my life, and most importantly, it gave me the opportunity to do this. And I thought that Titanic was the greatest dream, and it was. The fact that I get to do it again and build an original musical with my best friends, that is something that I would have never expected in my life.
And with these 11 incredible comedians, makes it a really, really special piece.
It's the funniest cast of people I've ever worked with in my entire life.
The Big Gay Jamboree is
The best musical theater you will see on 2nd Avenue that is also queer.
Hysterical, exciting, fun, new, fresh.
The Big Gay Jamboree is a delightful downtown surprise.
If you're a gay person in the audience, I feel like you're gonna be doing this for like 90 minutes straight.
Thanks for watching our YouTube channel. For more stories in your communities, click the subscribe button right here. You can also download our app or watch us on TV for the latest news and weather updates every 10 minutes and more. We'll see you then.